Hello, friends.
Hey friends, it's me, Cynthia.
And Azalea. And Marty. The only time we've ever been in unison is talking about Marty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a treat to feed him live.
Azalea wants to show this part. He's a big cat. He likes a treat or two. It's his way. I wonder, did anybody else get a lot of snow? Because we sure didn't. And, you know, you'd think I'd be upset about that, but I'm not upset. I am not a snow person. Oh, aim it so they can really see it. Uh-oh, he's getting ferocious.
There's only a tiny little hole. It's coming out so slowly. Look at that neck.
Well, this is one of Marty's favorite times of the day.
He got a little on his muzzle. He's cleaning it.
Yeah, this kitty. No, he doesn't want snow. We've taken him outside. Remember when there was flurries the other day? It was cold.
He didn't mind the snow. It was when the dog in our backyard started like screaming. That he was like, and I was feeling the same way. Let's talk about what we're going to show today.
Oh, hello, friends. I see Nilda's joining us. Terry, Cherie, Lisa, hello. Clem, our friend Clem. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to show you all some wax work. We're leaving on Thursday, and we're pretty excited. We're also kind of nerve-wracked because it's like right around the corner. And this will be the first time that we will be going as customers. It's weird. Usually we're frantically setting up so then we can haul everything across the country. And he's like, all right, I'm ready for the next round.
I'm giving some to his sister.
All right, let's get this big cat.
He's ready.
Off the table.
It's getting crazy in here.
He's a little too big for that.
You're too big for
All right. Hello, June. Hello, Bonnie. Oh, St. Augustine. I bet it's nice there. Yeah, you got some snow in upstate New York. You know, I love the look of snow when it's outside, but I tell you, it just feels like, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. I don't mind. As long as I don't have to drive in it, I don't have to mess with it, then it's okay. Cherie, I think it will be a relaxing trip. It'll be the first time that we've ever gone out to Tucson without, like, carrying so much stuff, and then having the terror of not being able to move it. You know, we were there 2021. We finally got into the Pueblo, and that was like a big goal to get into this show. It cost like $5,000 to be in this show, and it was like during the pandemic. There was nobody there, and it was like there would be times when there would be only vendors.
Oh yeah, empty aisles.
Empty aisles.
Empty.
It's so scary.
For hours.
For hours. We made our money, but
barely.
It was one that we were just like, I don't know, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and then you're out there for 10 days, and then you're there from sun up to sundown. It was a little crazy, and then we didn't get much time to shop.
Yeah, we were having to get up at like 6 in the morning, and then we wouldn't get back to our hotel until close to 7.
It was a long day because they're long. They open early, and so it's long. And we thought about it, and we're like, you know, let's. And then you know what the other thing was is we emailed a lot of our customers. And a lot of them came, but the problem was they were already our customers. So that's kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get new people, you know, because you want to kind of grow things. And I felt like, man, I see you guys. We're friends in real life, and now I'm basically selling to my friends, which I did not need to have a big booth to do. I could have done that at home, or I could have done that out in the parking lot, to be honest. So that was part of the stress of that. So anyway, we're going to try this way, and what we're hoping to do, and what I've done in the past, you know, when I'd make bundles for my friends, like my friend Diane, she'd say, oh, I can't make the Tucson this year, can you get me like anywhere from, depending on her budget, she'd say, hey, can you get me like $500 worth of stuff, whatever you pick out, I want a little bit of that. And so I would keep that in my mind, and I would buy enough, and I'd buy extra for her too. And so it was really good to do that. And I'd have like 5 or 6 friends that I'd do that for. And it wasn't hard to keep track of. You know, you just take pictures of everything. So at the end of it, you just divide everything up. and then, you know, it's good times. So we're doing that now. If you're interested in getting in on that action, we have a listing on the website. What is it, Azalea? Is it
It's
on the bundles, or how do you have it on there? Mixes?
it's just called Tucson bundles. It's in our featured part of the website. It's pretty much unlimited how many you can have or what you want to have the selection of. The highest that we have it at is 200, and the lowest we have it at is like 85. So you know, you buy one of those and then we pick for you for the bundles.
Yeah, so what
She
we'll
can
do,
explain it better.
so it's not going to be, you know, mid-range stuff that you can find anywhere. It's going to be the special things that I pick for myself. This is, so I'm going to be real. I buy the stuff that would look great in my necklaces or in my finished jewelry. And usually I like translucent stones, stones that sparkle. There are a lot of people doing these bundles right now. And the way I would say to do this, if you like what the person offers, then, you know, you pick their bundle because you're going to get more of what you see from their live feeds. You know, if you like more jasper, more wood, then you would find that, you know, it just depends. I know Jill McKay has one. Who else? Sam's Beads does that. A lot of people do it. I know I've seen a lot of people. Our friend Ava Motherwell does one of all like vintage findings in glass. And that's, if you're into that, that's a good one to get. She has hers a little higher echelon of, you know, it's, what is the word? Not terraced. I don't know what the proper word for that. Oh, a lot of people loving that hat you made. That's that Juicy Couture yarn, fuzzy. We are not all going, Lisa. It's going to be me and Azalea. Because I tell you, getting hotel and finding, you know, it would be,
we do well on our own.
It'd be too hard, you know, to like try to entertain. I'm not entertaining anybody. There's no way I'm going to entertain. It's just not the way. So what I'll do when we're out there is we're going to have live sales from some of our vendors that would appreciate getting some live sales. Because sometimes you'll be at a show where it's not one of the big ones. You know, like there's one called Gem Mall and the Holodome, and those are GLW shows, and they are massive. They're like 2 football fields. And a lot of that stuff is pretty awesome. It's pretty good. But you have to go in because some of it can be a lot of the same. So it's like table upon table. But a lot of the standard stuff you'll see. Common, easy to find stones in just different shapes, usually rounds. A lot of people love a round because malas are really, they're still popular. But you know what? The good thing about Tucson is it's kind of like the fashion week of beads in jewelry, because what's happening is you get some of the big names out there, and there's people like us. We're like a cottage industry. So like we're literally making stuff in our cottage house factory. So you have people that are doing the same things, but with gemstones. And you get folks buying and trading specimens, like great big hunks of rock. And you take them to a cutter, and the cutters are like anybody. We are considered casters. We don't cast for everybody. I cast my stuff. But, you know, you form relationships with people, and they can get you, you know, it's just like with us, you know, you can cut deals with your friends, and you can find stones. I know people that if I find a rock out in my backyard, I could send it and have it cut and sent back to me as cabs or beads or whatever I want. Now, that's not going to be super cheap. As you can imagine, anything custom like that comes with a price tag. So if I do that, I'm going to make sure I find some good specimens. We occasionally go rock hunting near Franklin, and there's a lot of crystals and garnets and kyanite, and I'll just cut them. We have a little lap grinder out on the back porch, and we'll cut them ourselves. But you really can't, I'm not fast enough, and my equipment is not, you know, it's not, you have to have a big motor to burn through some of that stone. So I just do for my own like hobby type cutting, and it's a lot of fun. I love it, you know, it's a lot of fun. Let's see, I'm behind on these comments. Anne, hello, our friend Anne is there. We usually see Anne in Tucson. I don't know if she's going. Oh, you know, Oh, Lisa Nevin Kelly. I love Lisa Nevin Kelly. A lot of my friends, they're doing them. And what's good, here's why people do them. It's so that you have what's called buying power. Now, a lot of places, and it works pretty much across the board this way with pretty much everything. The more you get, the cheaper it is. So unless you're like me, where you're like friends with these people for 25 years, 26 years, they're not going to give you, they're going to give everybody the same prices-ish. But sometimes, you get your friend, they'll be like, all right, I'll knock another 20, 30%. And I'm going to tell you, I like to shop that way. I shop with the people that I know, partly because you get to know the families, you get to know the whole, like, nephews, uncles, people are showing up to the shows, and it gets to where you see them year after year. You know them, you send them an email or you call them or whatever, and then you're like, hey, have you seen any good turquoise lately? And so they know to look out for it. But as I was saying about Fashion Week, beads are the same way. So the same thing with cloth, different kinds of fabrics will be popular for a while, then you won't see it anymore. And you're like, what happened? Everybody was wearing 100% cotton jeans for 4 decades. Now all of a sudden they're made with spandex. It's the same thing. Things get harder to produce, more expensive, and you see less and less and less until you don't see it anymore. So it's the same thing with pearls. So I know how to shop for pearls because I know that what to look for. So I'm not going to be tricked by buying something that somebody's going to say, oh, look at these beautiful pearls, when in reality it's glass. It's not really a pearl. Or if it's something that it's not supposed to be, that's marked, because people are trying to sell it, So that's the, let's see. Oh, I see. Ann says, can I change my $80 box to $150? I did not see the drop-down menu. I think Azalea can do that. Oh, Ann, we've been talking about this for many years. We've been talking about it, about doing our own show. It's a dream. It's the big dream. We have been in contact with many folks that live out there that are looking for a show. I feel like it hasn't been the same since I used to do it, when it was just the whole bead show and the best bead show and 2 specimen shows. That tells you how long ago that was. I don't even say. It's like, I don't even want to say. Because I used to go just to check out, and I couldn't even shop because I didn't even know what to shop for. I was like Azalea's age. I was like a child. And that was a lot of fun. And it's a different animal now. So now it's like every time you turn your face, there's a show set up in like a tent. You're like, which shows? Now it's like 50 shows. You don't know which ones to go to. Half of them you can't get into if you're not, like, some of them are so specific you actually have to have a brick and mortar jewelry store to get into. Those are different. I don't shop those shows because, number one, I'd be tapped out with like the first booth. If it's like for jewelry stores. So anyway, we are planning to be out there. We're leaving Thursday. We're going to be there for about a week, and we're going to do a bunch of lives. Our goal is to kind of soak in that sunshine, get a lot of good beads, show everybody what we're getting. I'm going to be carving. We're going to try and really maximize our time out there. So if you want to get on the boxes, like Ann was saying, there is a drop-down menu. It'll say you can get one for $80, and then it has different price points. We'll take pictures along the way. If you want to email and say, hey, I'm looking for kyanite or something, I'll keep my eyes open for it. I can't promise anything because things come and go. Mine's closed. Things just, it's a natural. A lot of the things that I like to purchase are either vintage or gemstone that it's not, I wouldn't say is like a ton of, like some quartzes. There's a ton of like frosty looking quartz. That's easy to find. And I think most folks would like to find things that are like more, like a little more special. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and do that. What I'm going to show you tonight. Oh, thank you, Ann. You trust my judgment. I wish I'd taken pictures of some of the boxes that I made for my friends because those were juicy. And I get good deals, so you'll be able to get in on that. A lot of times, I'm not going to say the vendors will mark things up if they think you're a newbie, but sometimes they do. So, yes, Clem, if you want to change your bundle message this bundle right here, and I can direct you to Azalea if we're gonna,
I don't know how to just change something like that. I might have to just cancel your order and try again.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm sure there's a way that we can work it out. Where we have, there's a lot of different ways to, we have a lot of different ways to sell things. You've got a square reader. We've got the whole shebang. Today, I'm going to show you, I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to show you what I'm working on for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to, guess what? We have like 2 GoPros. I don't know how to use them. We were fooling with them. And it was, let's see, I'm going to flip this. Oh, I'm still looking at me. I don't know what back ultra camera is.
Do you need help?
I didn't even know I had a back ultra camera. Don't mind that mess. That's just how it is right now. Pre-Tucson times.
Here, get into it.
Getting ready.
It's exciting this time to not have a show to be responsible to get to.
Oh, Azalea, a lot of people don't know that there's bundles. Maybe next time we'll just do them in separate listings so it's easier.
A drop-down menu, you mean?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, I didn't realize that the bundles came in different amounts.
Oh, yeah, it goes from 85 to like 100 and then 120 and then 200 or something like that, or maybe 150. I don't know. It goes up. I think there's 4 options.
Mm-hmm. Well, in future we can just do
I figured it'd be more convenient to have one listing where you can drop down and look at the different options instead of having to scour the website to see the different options.
Yeah, well, we'll see. All right, I think that's pretty good. So here's some of the things. Look at these boxes of projects. I keep them in. Oh, options to the description. Karen, I'll have to do that. So here's some, I have many, many boxes of these are projects that are in various stages of completion. Like here I found this, look at this cool, I've had this for a really long time. This is called, let's see if I can fit that back in there. Isn't that pretty? That is called Mexican fire agate. It has like, I don't know what you call that, because it's kind of opalization. Opalization, I guess. Anyway, that's what I'm doing with that. I'm trying to do this where it's a cast bezel. Oh, and look, here's a tiny lady. This is from when I was in my miniature phase.
Oh, cute.
I used to make miniatures. This was in bronze back in the day. And I was lucky enough to be included in a show. Oh, here's another one. You know what I was working on? I'll show it to you in a second. There's a mermaid that's similar to the one that's in, I think it's in Amsterdam, where it's sitting on a rock. But anyway, this was at the, displayed at, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like the Kensington Royal Miniature Society or some such. And in order to get in, you were juried. And I had a spot for like 10 or 15 of my wax or of my bronzes. Okay, so, oh, here's some more. These are some more that are in process. Wax is nice because you can use it, and then unlike polymer clay, you just throw it in the bowl, and if it breaks, it's easy to fix. Some stuff I'm working on in here. Look at this. I dipped these stones. Can't wait to use this. Isn't that pretty? Got that in Tucson last year. All right. Oh, and look at this one. No. Oh, okay. So here's the stuff that will be ready soon. This is a sneak peek.
Oh, she doing sneak peek.
Sneak peek. And by sneak peek, it's your full eyes are going to look. It's not peeking, it's looking. So I'm making this cute bat. Isn't that adorable?
I love him.
Mm-hmm. I do too. You know what? I like bats because they eat mosquitoes. They're good.
I went through a phase of being really into fruit bats.
You know, I'm still waiting for the day when I can zoom. That's the dream, y'all. The dream is so I can zoom. Okay, so someone, was it, let me look back and see who was saying that. Oh, Lisa, one of them's in Copenhagen, but one is also in Amsterdam. I have a picture of it. It's not the great big one. Oh, Lisa. So this is a cat. This is going to be, I don't know if this is too weird for y'all, but I made this so that I could put doming resin in it. And then this is the back. So it's kind of like a nut. You know what I mean? Kind of like a, I don't know what I would, almost like, not an acorn. I can't remember the name of this kind of fruiting. I have a whole box of nuts and seeds and such. But anyway, this reminds me of a seed. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it like that. I thought it would be neat. So it has a nice texture, kind of a sensory, like calming. And then you could put on this side, it could look like a little aquarium. It could be painted. So that's coming soon. I don't know how y'all feel about that texture. It's really organic and it's not, it kind of looks like it could be like a prickly pear. All right, I'm going to catch up. Oh, Bonnie, you still waiting on that crochet hook. You know, I don't know if I love this part of it. That's the only thing. So this is, I was going to make a tool of power for my necklaces. And so this is what I have so far. And it's the right shape. This part, all this is done. I just don't know if I love this. So that's, I don't know. I don't love it yet. I might change it some more. Get that cord out of the way. Okay, so this is the next thing coming. It does kind of look like a Marty bat. Oh, thank you. Our friend Tom is on. Hello, Tom. Hi, should I have received an invoice for the turquoise flower earrings? I don't know. Send me an email and I'll let you know. I have more. I've been wearing some of them. Never got billed from the last time. Lauren, you might not have gotten anything in that. I'm not sure. Send me an email. We'll talk about it. All right, so this is one piece I'm working on. This, you can probably already tell that I'm making this for treasure necklaces. So that's one side. Flip it to this side. What? I know. Yeah, it's like 2 for 1. Okay, that. All right, look, check out this bezel. Put all these back so I can figure out where I'm going with it. Did I just say bezel? I meant to say clasp. So this is a clasp. This is the first side. And then if it flips, there you go. You get 2 sides on it. And so this is the type of clasp. Let me see if I can find a piece of cord or something. Right here.
I like those that you've made.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so here's a piece of cord. Okay, listen, I'm going to make I see several people asking about those earrings. I have a few more sets that I found. So this is a piece of silk, and this is really wide. This is to show you that it can accommodate a wide, like, necklace. See that? You can go through here like that. And then just push it back. So it'll look good this way, or it'll look good this way. See, let's flip it and see how it looks. It's like that. Looks pretty good. So that's coming. Make that for pewter. Or whatever we decide to make it out of. And then this is kind of like, now listen y'all, I see that there's people asking if things have been shipped. So if you placed an order and you said, oh, can we combine? And then there's one thing on it that has like a thing that we have to cast, then it cannot be shipped until everything. So you have to pick. You want it soon, then you have to wait on the other things. But if you want it all together, then you have to give it a minute because some things have to be made. Like, I had this stuff from, these are for the kits. So these are in production right now. They'll ship sometime like Wednesday or so.
Everything should hopefully ship in the next couple days before we leave.
Yeah, we're going to try and get everything done. So if you did not get an invoice for, say, earrings or something, send me an email and then we'll go over it and see what I have in stock. Because some folks, I noticed after we finished the live last week, there are folks like, oh, put me down for 2 pairs of earrings. And I'm like, okay, so there's like 500 comments on here. And I don't know how to go back through without reading like 2 hours worth of comments. So just send me an email right here at the top, Greengirlstudios at Yahoo, and we'll get that squared away. I do have more of these. If you're asking about these earrings, like this, I just pulled one out of my ear that's carved. It's actually Sleeping Beauty from the 80s. Look at that color. I was so shook. But it's in brass, so I think that's brass. They're from my friend's uncle had a shop somewhere in like Venice Beach or something in the early 70s, and then couldn't really do it, and then just kind of gave up, and then just put everything in storage and was a little bit of a hoarder. I don't want to say that like it's like terrible, because it was stacked up real neatly in a storage unit, but it was still packed to the ceiling. So anyway, this is that ring I was telling you about just a minute ago. It's kind of a moon shape, or moon-esque, and this will be great for tying things. You know, I love a ring all the time. I want to make a couple small ones. I have some on in my collection that I've been thinking about making. I have one. I started this one, but it's a little bit kind of wonky. So anyway, that's coming soon. So that's one. And then here's the last one. This is not finished yet, and I'm working on it. Oh yeah, Clem, I saw that email. I sent it to Azalea too. You got that email from Clem about holding it?
Yes.
All right, so this one, look at this. She's kind of like a doll. And then the hole's here. So I was thinking about maybe putting a hole here and there so you could dingle dangle a bead or something, if you can picture it. Might be pretty. Let me see, maybe something like, no, maybe a little bit smaller, like this size. That might work. Something like that. So maybe I'll do that. But here's the back of it. It's like this. And I thought it'd be pretty in bronze or silver, so you could wear it this way, or you could wear it this way. I'm still working out her face and hands and dress. This part I haven't put a lot of time on that one yet. Actually, I've redone this like 7 times, so we'll see. It's actually the one I put the most time into, but you know how it is. Sometimes the things will just take a lot of time, and then others are like, you just whip it out. That doesn't often happen. Oh, well, I started this one too. Here's one I was trying to get, and I didn't finish it. But I thought maybe I'm the only one that likes it. Look at this weird little hellbender.
Handsome.
I did not put the bail yet. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just really like it. All right, so now to the tutorial portion. I was going to say, maybe I show how to put some of these little itty bitty things that I've made. I made these little tiny components. See, look at that. Isn't that so cute? And then like this, it's so tiny. And then what you do with these is you can add them to things like this. Like, look at her hair. Isn't that cool? That's up here. She doesn't have the gecko up there, or the salamander. But I was thinking about making a couple of these that are like one-of-a-kind type pieces just for fun. But what I think I'll do now is I'm going to show you how to do... I clean this off, and this is a fun way to make a piece. Okay. All right, let's see. I have a bunch of tools here. And I have this little spoon. This is gonna, I don't know if this is gonna make people feel weird, but sometimes you can melt down. I didn't have this done the other day, and I thought, will this work? And I remembered that I was using it for something else. I thought, can I do that where I can dip some of this wax and pour it? We'll see if I can do it. Looks like there's no reason why it won't work. Although pewter does melt at a higher or a lower temperature. But it looks like that's going to work. Yay! So the only thing is this is getting hot. I have this little glass plate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this on there. It's kind of like making a a wax seal if you ever did that. Let's see
Oh,
if it
yeah.
works again. The pewter, I would not say to use this with a lot of pewter because I bet this is getting real soft. Usually what I have is I'll dip this spoon into a little can of melted wax. This, it's working. It doesn't seem to be messing with it. I don't know how hot the flame is on this. I couldn't tell you. But I'm just melting a piece and then pouring it on this. This is to get a shape. Sometimes I'll use a shape that is existing already, but you can kind of draw with it. So maybe I'll do, I tend to go for the same things over and over just because it's like, I don't know, it's like your visual vocabulary as an artist. I'm gonna melt this down. And it's kind of fun to work like this. Sometimes I won't draw anything, sometimes I will, just depends. So what I have here is a blob of wax. It looks like my camera is real dirty, so I'm going to take a moment to use a piece of paper towel. Oh, Bonnie, I remember you telling about that. Okay, hold up a second, I'm going to wipe my lens off. Sorry. Okay, that seems like it's a little clear. All right, so it takes a minute to cool. You can see that part is still dark. That means it's pretty much in its flow. It's like, look, I can do this. See, that's how it's still kind of liquid. So you give it a second. Now, a lot of times I will take a piece and totally Frankenstein it. And that means we have what's called a wax injector, and we'll inject a bunch of parts. Like, so this has this is where the wax goes into the mold, and I'll have this piece to clean up and bore out the hole and everything, and then put it on a tree, and then you can make more. But sometimes if you want to get ahead pretty fast, you can use, like, look at this. This is a part of a dragon. I just cut the top off of it so I could make this piece. And it's kind of fun to just make shapes. So sometimes I'll make a shape, and this I thought, hey, that might be cool to do several strands all the way across, you know? And I just make starts. And that way, if I ever get to where I'm like, oh, I don't know what I want to make next, I can look at my starts and be like, oh, well, shoot, that looks like I could easily, you know, I could easily form that into something. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to make. Well, at least I don't. A lot of times that's the way it is. For this one, I just cut off a piece. And so while I'm waiting for that, did I blow that? No, that's still going. Sometimes you can't see the flame. I have my wax pile on here, and it's not decoration. Someone was like, oh, I thought you were using that for decoration. No, it's a handy place to, like, just grab a little bit. I feel like I'm kind of far away in this. Oh, Year of the Dragon, Koliti. That's pretty good. I like that. I like dragons. So I'm grabbing a little bit of wax, and I'm going to straighten this out. So you can easily straighten out by, it's almost like 3D wax work or ink work, because it reminds me of the same kind of actions. You can actually draw with it while it's liquid. See how it kind of forms that little bit of a point there? And it kind of drags out like a thread. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get as close as I can. I'm going to show this little. So I also, it should be noted that both my elbows are firmly planted on the table. Otherwise, my hands would be out. It'd be hard to keep. All right, so I'm going to use a little bit of breath to blow out the shape. Okay, I didn't do it that time. I was a little too far away. Let me see if I can get in there. There, see how I drew that out? If you add a little bit of breath to it and blow that out, it can cool it while it's still in its liquid state. My friend Bob could get that to like little itty bitty fingers. Sometimes that works for me. A lot of times I just end up having to do it by adding it and then letting it cool. I was thinking this might be a good shape for like a pendant like this. Maybe I'll poke a hole here and get it, just to have an indication. Sometimes I'll do that just to see what happens, just to see what it looks like. So if you're wondering, these tools are handmade. You could use dental tools. Those work just fine. Stainless steel is what this is. You can use just regular steel. If you go to the hardware store and you want to blacksmith your own, that's easily done. And by easily, I mean, you know, not easily if you have all the stuff set up. If you do have it all set up, then it's just a matter of heating and beating the metal into the right shapes. I find that when I first started this, I was not very good at it, and it took me a long time because I learned to carve in polymer clay. That was the first way that I learned to carve. And it was hard to switch gears because it's such a different method of carving. I don't carve also like a lot of jewelers carve. This, people will be looking at me like I grew another head, because a lot of times you use files and things. So I also use files, but I don't use them the same way. And it really is like lamp work, in that you have to control your heat with whatever means. I mean, I know you don't blow things in lamp work, but it's similar in that you would let it sit for a minute and then go in, well, before it's too liquid. Because the wax moves. It moves a lot. So this piece that we just dripped onto this plate is cooled. So what I can do to get that off of there is put my tool right under the edge, and if it's still too warm, it won't come off. So this is showing me right here that it's still a bit warm. See that? Too warm. You want it to just pop off. So in this way, I know that this, and I can kind of feel it from this side. It's still a little bit warm and squishy. So I'm going to leave that there until it is ready to go. All right, I'm going to go back to this piece and show what I'm using to flatten it out. So you could use your tool on its side, this is kind of like a spatula knife tool. And really, if you were to carve, I could get away with like 3 tools, but I have a whole mess of them because sometimes it's fun to work with different shapes. And some things I'll be like, that is my nose tool. And it's perfect for carving a little tiny nose.
Cute. I didn't know you had it like that.
I do, secretly. I'm missing a tool, and I've been pining for it. I don't know what happened to it. You know what? It's one of the tools I'm constantly misplacing it, because it's like a needle, and it will roll like right here like that. It will roll, and I'll not see it. It's like it becomes invisible. And then if you saw my studio, or if you just looked at this table, this is like the one clean spot. There's stuff everywhere. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. Look how fast it is to poke the hole. You just heat this side. And there you go. I think one here would be nice too. Terry, we're planning on doing a live sale. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I have some things that we've been working on all week.
A lot of bronze.
A lot of bronze. Oh, Bonnie, I hope you feel better too. I hate it when I don't feel good. Azalea was telling me she didn't feel good today, and it's kind of a drag, especially when it's like cold and
your nose is kind of itchy.
Yeah, that's never any fun to feel like that. And I think too, it's just when you have so much change in temperature. Oh, he might be able to do for a lampwork artist. I don't know. We have sold these in the past. You'd have to let me know what's a good shape that you would need. Because I use them, they could be used for pretty much anything. We have them in different weights too. Like this one, look at the thickness. It's a little bit heavier. See the differences in the, this is usually steel that comes in these long lengths of square rod. And also there's another one. I don't usually like the big ones. I have some that are in the really thick, but you know, I don't see it. Oh, here's one that's the thicker variety, I think. Heavier. Makes for a heavier tool. And I usually, it's funny because I like them to be like this. This is my other favorite tool. But look, this is just round. And the round is the type, it's good, but boy, it rolls. It'll roll, look. And then where is it? Gone. It's gone. But this, I can see it. I should make another one. Oh, I'd like to see what you made with it. Anne. Good at carving. I told Azalea, I said, wouldn't it be fun if I could have folks over and we can carve together, and then when we're done carving, we can just go cast it? And she's like, you haven't done that in many years, because it's been at least pre-pandemic. Because one of my friends, Dawn, she came and I showed her how to set stones in wax. I think I showed her, maybe it was rings. I don't remember. But that was right before the pandemic. Oh, Bonnie, you guys come over, make some tea, talk, carve, maybe put on a little bit of murder. Gentle murder, I should say. I don't want anything that's too realistic. Nothing that's too disturbing.
Yeah, Death in Paradise, where it's like upbeat, happy reggae playing in the background. They find a dead body.
And then usually whoever did it kind of earned it.
Yeah. Easy to watch.
Oh, good thinking. We went to what was it called? Oh, the Goodwill over by the Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I took Max to go get one of those smoothie bowls. And by take Max, I mean, I took myself and he wanted a sandwich. This isn't coming off. Come on now. Usually this pop off and I have to go find it. It just pops right off of there. But I might have cleaned it a little too thoroughly before we begun the live. It was just kind of looking really dirty, so I polished the heck out of it. And now this has formed on there. If that's the case, then you can do what I'm doing, but really it should just pop off. It's like I'm trying to actively do the demonstration, and then it comes up looking like garbage. Like, look at that. They never look like that.
That's okay. It's probably all the oil from your hands greasing up that.
Oh, I polished the heck. I thought nothing is going to stick to this. It's so polished. And then the first thing I put on there, it's like it's stuck on there with all of its might. But it's easy to fix. That's a good thing. I mix up. So for this wax, I use 2 different colors of wax. I use a blue. It's kind of plasticky. It's just called jeweler's wax, Kerr's jeweler's wax. And you can order it in great big bags of pellets. And they use it to fill up like a wax injector machine. But you can use it and put some pellets in a little can and melt it together. So I use like 75-20 of red to blue. And the blue gives it this kind of purpley color. And it makes it where it's a little easier to see, because carving something like this that's slightly translucent, and look at the lines it makes. You can barely even see any detail. This is designed for making cast bezels, because it's exactly a millimeter thick, maybe even a little bit less, 1/2 millimeter. But it's really good for that purpose because it's kind of flexible and really thin. And if you were to go around a stone, it works really well. So to do that, I would just say that's like my bezel. and you could actually wrap it if you were to do a cast in place. Like I found this one, it broke, so I was like, maybe I can cast around it. And you can. You could just do this all the way around. Kind of like as if it's that copper tape. And if you were going to electroform it, you could do this. This is a sapphire, and it will withstand the heat of the kiln. So the only thing you got to worry about is making it so that the stone doesn't just drop right out of it. It has to have all the way around like this. So I'm gonna set these in place. Sapphires, diamonds, rubies, emeralds, really hard stones can be cast in place, or if they're like this. This is a lab-grown diamond. And you know what? It's weird. These are actually more expensive than actual sapphires. I guess it's the production of how to make it. But isn't that a pretty one? Let me take it out of the bag so you can see it. This is called moissanite. And I got a lecture where we were at one of the shows, and they're like, they have no resale value. And I'm like, well, they're also like a 1/25th of the price of an actual diamond. But these are good because, you know, it's not like a blood diamond where someone had to die for it to be in my hands right now. So that's the upswing of that.
I did not. What are you talking about?
Like blood diamonds, when people have those like fancy huge De Beers, like that kind of stuff, like people, you know, they control that. It's like a whole underworld. So anyway, this is the sticker tape from that, but this is the good side anyway. And so if I wanted to put this thin wax, you saw how easy that was to just cut a strip off and make a little bezel. So tonight, all the wax work is like just like what is in front of me. There's no rhyme or reason to this. It's like, okay, today we're going to show how to set a stone, and I'm going to show you how to melt some and make a thing here. So it's like, if you have this stuff at home, it might be useful, but today is just sort of like how I make work with some of these pieces.
It's just what you've been doing.
It's just what I've been doing. This is what's been on my mind for the last, well, it's what I do.
You've been cranking out pieces.
Pretty frequently.
Oh,
good. I'm glad it's fun to watch because, you know, I was going to show how to do pom-poms to show with those hair things I did last week, or the ribbon. But then I was like, what I do with all the pom-pom supplies. And I didn't feel like going and hunting for it. So maybe that'll be like next week or something, if y'all feel like watching that. So this is how to use that very thin sheet wax. You can get, if you guys have an account with Rio, that jewelry supply, or if you live near Auto Fry in, where is that, Oakland, just stop over. I've been trying to figure out how I can do a wax carving Zoom, like maybe send people a box of wax and some stones or something to work on. Maybe, I don't know. And then you send it back after you've carved. We've been tossing that around. I've had several emails asking. And it's funny, I think it's like, I imagine, I'm not sure why it is, but the customer that have been asking are all like my Instagram customers. Isn't that weird? It's like, why is that? Somebody was like, well, I think it's your younger, like the young people, like the Instagram and the TikTok. Because I'm not on there as much. I've been trying to limit it, how much time I spend on things like that. Because it turns out it's a time suck. I don't know if you guys know that. All right, so that's how I use that pink wax. I just made that bezel in like 10 minutes. But it's awfully rough. So what I would have to do with this is add to it. You know, you could add, and you can mix the waxes. I'm going to bring some to work or to sell in during the week, and that's my plan. I've got some things here, some stones, and I know some of my collectors are going to be out there, so that they just buy my finished work. They don't even mess around with the components. They're like, let's see what you've made. And I'm like, okay, here's my cigar box with my treasures. and then I'll just sell them right out of that. That's what I usually do. Ooh, and come visit. I would love it. I would love it. If you guys want to come and visit, that would be fantastic. I'm all the time getting messages for retreat areas in Asheville. They're like, oh, having a retreat in Asheville? Look at this place. It has a spa. And then I look at it and it's like $5,000 per person. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if anybody would want to do that. Maybe I can find one. But I think my friends have this cabin, family cabin, that is for like, I think it can sleep like 12 people. And I meant to ask them, I was like, I bet I could hold a retreat with like 12 people. And we'll just do wax work, or we'll do something. Anyway, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking how that would go. All right, let's see what I have. So I just showed how to use flexible sheet wax to make, I was like, oh, look how flexible, and then it broke because it's a little bit cold. Sometimes the wax, if you warm it or put this is good for taking impressions. Look at this. I'm gonna hold it in my hand for a second and warm it up. Or actually, guess what I have? This thing here is full of heat. It's on fire actually, so I'm gonna run that through and warm it. It goes slightly translucent and flexible. This is the fun part. If you're making something, this is one of the ways I'll cast some of my my stamps. Let me see if I have one of my stamps over here. Oh, here they are. I'm gonna find one that has a really distinct design, really show off. All right, got one. All right, so here's a stamp. And I show how to do this in my book, Enchanted Adornments, if you guys have a copy of that. I don't believe it's still in print because it was like, I don't know, 12 years ago now. So this is nice and thin and warm. All right. Usually you'd stick this in a bowl of hot water. All right, so here's my stamp. These are made out of, this is hard clay. Could be any kind of clay. Could be stoneware, could be polymer, could be whatever you have that is enough. So usually what I would do, I don't see my scissors handy, so I'm going to just wing it. All right, so this is the softened. Softened wax. You get those fingerprints, push that in there. And that's some of it. This is not as warm as it usually is, and I would use scissors to go cut around this to make the shape like that. And so you could make coins this way. That's cast, a cast coin. You can use stoneware. Usually though, you try to make that edge tidy. That is not very tidy. But you can see that's how you can get an impression. It's very easy. Put this on my lighter, it will totally take an impression. Pretty neat. All right, what is happening here? Oh, you just want to pet Marty? That sounds good.
I squeeze him all the time.
Yeah. All right.
Blessed.
It is. It's the best part of the day is to have that cat.
Do you want to do the Watts out?
Oh man, I didn't even notice. Shoot. Sorry, y'all. I just started talking forever. Usually I try to get it in about 30, 40 minutes, but this time I got kind of engrossed, as it were.
You ready?
All right, I'm going to tidy this up. Thank y'all for watching that little wax tutorial. We've been thinking about how to do it. If you do have an interest in a retreat type situation, send me an email and I'll put you on a list so you can decide if that's something you'd like to do. I'm going to tidy all this up. The good thing about wax work is that you don't need a ton of tools. So I know plenty of people in town that don't even cast. They just send their stuff off. Whoa.
Scoot over. Let me get in there.
Oh,
guys feel all
Enchanted
that
Adornments.
rustling?
That's the name of my book.
You forgot the name of your own book?
No, I named it.
Oh.
It was someone in the comments. Colite, I think. All right. Let's see.
All right.
This looks so horrendous. That wax. Anyway, now I want to see how that casts. I hope that comes out. I think it'll be so pretty. The only thing about when you have cast in place is that if there are any inclusions, like if you look at this stone, I'm going to point it. There's a little bit of an inclusion right here. That could change color or your stone could crack. But that's the risk. This was already a cracked bezel, so, you know, I could just set that in wire or do a regular bezel with bezel wire. But I did not do that. All right. So where should we start? Let's do some of this cast stuff. So we have some of these things I haven't had in a while. And here we go. I have 3 of these. Now we need to make some money to get out to Tucson.
I need to get you your own pen because this trade-off I know is going to be annoying.
Oh, I don't know. I might have a few copies of that book. I know that there was a sale at some point. You know what? It was so weird because I couldn't even buy it from the publisher. And then I found it at like a half-price bookstore for like $5 or $10 or something. Actually, it might not have been that cheap, but I don't remember. I'll have to look at the receipt. Anyway, I have these. Let's see. I'm going to mark this down. I'm going to try and move them. I have 3 of them. Let's see. Let's make this 22. Is there another pen? She's always giving me these dry, old...
It worked when I just used it. For some reason, I don't know what's up. These dry,
Yeah,
old...
look. Look at that.
Well,
Oh, there it goes.
There's another dried up pen for you.
Okay. It's so dry. Oh, thank you, Donna. She has a copy and she likes it. Thank you. So I have 3 of these. They're in bronze. It's a little more of a white bronze because this was cast in a crucible with silver. So the bronze came out a little more silvery in this batch. And I have 3 if you're interested.
Not any now.
Oh, no, they're all gone?
Yeah.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you. All right, the next one. Okie dokie.
I think I can access it from my phone from this side so we're not crowded.
Okay, so I have this one. Dragonfly with the lotus. And in some mythologies, people consider it as like the spirit. I had a really nice email from a gal that she was like, oh, my husband just passed away and we had a pond together. It was actually kind of a sad email, but it was really sweet. And it made me think of it. Now every time I look at it, I think of that lady's email. It was nice of her to write. And I saved it because it was so sweet. Sometimes I'll just read it. So I have 5 of these. I'm marking them down because I want to make a little bit of extra money for my trip to Tucson and be able to buy a lot of items. So look at the
How
back.
many you got of those?
I have 5 total. These would look great with patina, but they're really, really beautiful. This is a kind of, this had a little bit of silver in the mix, so the usual color of bronze, let me find something that has the usual color. It's like this. This is the usual color. It's not, I don't know if you can see the difference, but, and like here's silver. So you see what I mean? It's very silvery. It's a very silvery mix this time. All right. Thank you, my friends. I have 3 of these. Are you done with that, little daughter?
Yep.
All right.
Little daughter.
Little daughter. I was listening to that PJ Harvey song with Max today. That was like Down by the River.
That
And
one freaks me out a little
when
bit.
it came to the chorus, it's not really a chorus, when she's like, little fish, big fish.
She's so weird, just chanting things like that.
She's not, I mean, it's like,
She's pretty weird.
she's a little bit weird. All right, so I have 3 of these. Is $8.21. I'm gonna mark it down to $20. This one's kind of a pain to make because it's got to be dug out every time, but it's one of my favorites. So she's like, let's see.
Allison, what's the problem?
What's
Allison
not working?
says not working.
What's not working?
Hello.
Oh, our friend Helen. Hello, Helen.
How many of those we got? 3?
We have 3. So here's how this works. If I didn't do this, if I didn't say it, I might have forgotten. You just tell me the lot.
Comment the lot.
You comment the lot number, and what's going to happen is if you get it, Azalea will send you an invoice. And if you don't get it, you will not get an invoice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know any other way, you know? I mean, I think we just have to be
fair.
So what she's doing is she's hitting the people that comment first.
I'll even show them.
Well, you don't have to.
There's no problem. I can show it.
It's not.
So this is what I'm watching. This is our stream. And I'm looking at the comments streaming in from the 3 different places, and they're all coming in at once. And whoever comes in first will get that piece. Because see, up here you see all of these. And I scroll. It looks like Ann Gardan was the first person to pick 821, so I put her name down for it, and that's how it works. Just
She
to
tries
keep it
to
fair.
tries to do. All right, so I have a bunch of these. These you've seen in my necklaces. This is a favorite. This is definitely a favorite of mine. I use this all the time, and it's good for a necklace. It doesn't come undone, and it's easy. I'll go down another couple bucks on this. So now's the time, because sometimes we have these on the website.
We don't usually discount coins on the website.
I never discount them because they are kind of a hassle to make. I'm not going to lie. They are a hassle. It's easier to make pewter. So if you want this is the time. I'm trying to make a little extra to get out to Tucson. We leave on Thursday. And sometimes it's nice to have that buying power, you know, to have a little bit extra.
You guys will directly benefit from that for sure.
Mm-hmm. And well, if I can get more, especially if I know who has like the best drilled stones, I'm going to hit them up first and see what's new and see if there's anything special they're keeping for me, which I know they will. I'm going to be looking for some of my friends out there and be like, hey, what you got for me? All right. I have a bunch of these. I have 9 of them. Are they all gone?
You can move on.
All right. Now we're getting to, I have a few of these coins, or this button. I have 3, 16. I will go down on this one to 15. It's not a huge discount, but that has to be drilled every time. And that is kind of a chore, so we don't make that very often. And sometimes it's almost easier to recast it than trying to drill that little thing in that.
Who is Lola B again?
My friend Laura.
Oh.
Lola B, is that you, Laura? I believe it is. All right. And I'm wondering if Laura is going to be in Tucson. If she is, we need to get together. I'm hoping that if any of my friends are going to Tucson, that maybe we can have a meetup. We were talking about that, of when would be the best time to do that. Okay, so I'm going to mark these down too. I never...
What one did you just show?
That was the tree. 822.
The 3 buttons? 3 of them? All right.
Okie dokie. Oh, no, Tucson for Laura. You know, I have some pretty hilarious memories of Tucson with Laura. I'll never forget when you were sleeping in after we went out. I don't want to say we went out drinking, but we went out drinking. And Laura was sleeping in, and her mom started laying all the pearls on her sleeping body, because at the show we were at the Roadway, you had to use your room. And so whatever was in the room, people would bring tables. And since all the tables were used, Laura was still laying on the bed. It was like 12:30, and she's like, I'm not getting up. And so she put, it was so funny. Naomi laid all those hanks of pearls, and people were shopping right off of her back. I was like, I have seen it all. I've seen it all. All right, so this is a phoenix, and I have, let me see how many I have. 3. What does that number say? 801. All right.
Of 822, the tree button, it looks like we have one left.
We'll put, how about this? We'll put some of the ones that we have left
Take
over.
take one tree button
Okay.
and set it aside so we'll know.
All right.
Which one did you just show?
Phoenix. So I
That
have,
was 801.
yes,
All right. How many does it say we have?
3.
All right, perfect.
All right, so I have Poppy Garden here. This one is 805. This has a garden of little poppies. I used to have them myself. I had the California red style. I'm going to mark this one down too. I never do this because they take me forever to make. I used to do a batch a month, and now I'm down to a batch every like 40 days.
We have 3 of those.
Yes. All right, so 805 is $22. And there's a lot of detail on this one. It came out pretty good. You know, I ordered seeds to do those kind of whispery gray poppies, and they didn't grow. And the same thing, I did not get any of the, I had these beautiful, they're called Himalayan blue poppies, and they never grew. They had starts, but it just didn't do what they were going to be doing, you know. All right. We cast everything. The dachshund, yeah, you know what, I made that for my mother-in-law. She had a dog named Brandy, and it was kind of traumatizing because we were laughing our heads off playing Cards Against Humanity, and we were in like,
This was a few years ago.
we laughed so hard we almost died. And then we looked over at Suni, our Shiba Inu, was cuddling so sweetly Brandy, and Suni never cuddled anybody. And then we went over, and her little dachshund had passed away. It was like the saddest thing. It was like the
At least
weirdest.
she was surrounded by people that loved her forever.
I know, that's what I said. I was like, at least it's like
That
surrounded
dog
by
had
laughter.
a good life.
Long, nice life.
Yeah, she doted on that dog. So it's good.
Plum says
Sweet.
poppies don't like to be transplanted, and they don't like to be watered. Well, that was 2 things I did wrong. Oh, thank you, Anne. This is our Practical Magic House. There's the 2 Owens sisters, if you look
Okay.
carefully. And if you get your optivisors out, you can see one of the ants in the window.
Cute.
That's my dream house.
For reals.
Yes, Sandra. Send me the first time participating in our live sale. What you'll need to do is email right up here all your info.
All you need to email is your email
Is your
address.
email.
We just
And-
need your email address because we to keep it safe and like convenient, I'll send you an invoice with the things, and it'll be an official Shopify invoice that will have what you ordered and the price and the quantity and then the shipping. It's going to be very professionally laid out, and you put your payment information on there. You don't need to give it to us.
Yeah, you don't give us any, you just need the email.
Yeah, we'll just need your email to send an invoice, and it's as easy as that.
And then you pay it through. We have a pretty nice, our website is very professional, and it's very secure. So I have one of this dragon. It's $24. It's usually $26. 813.
Laura got it.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Thank you guys for showing up and supporting us.
Yes, I appreciate
most of
it.
this, I think, if not all of the packages should ship very, very soon.
We're gonna try and ship everything.
We're working it as hard and fast as possible. Or when I say we, I mean my dad.
Yeah, we're gonna
He's
try it.
making it.
We are gonna try it to get everything done. So we'll be caught up. All right, so this one is a little long snake piece.
Did you show one that was 814, or is that one?
No, this is 815.
Okay.
Why do you see one?
No, it's fine. Move on.
All right, so this is a little snake. It's $14. Let's see, I see something. No, I don't have any way. If I cast one, so if I cast it in pewter, they're all going to come out almost the same. You can't really alter them unless they're in like wax. So if you wanted them altered in any way, which I don't usually do because it's kind of time consuming and no one wants to pay for that. But that's a cute idea. I have a paw charm somewhere.
Jillian asks, if we previously ordered, do you need our email? No. If you previously ordered it, the website holds on to your information, and when I type in your name, it should pop up.
Okay, so Pat's asking to show the list at the end. We'll do that. All right, so I have 2 of these. 24, I'm going to mark it down just for today. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, can I have those prices on the website? They're probably not, they're not going to, number one, they're not going to be on the website. And that's just for today. Just because this is pretty labor intensive to make this. I know it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of steps that go into making these. So this is $807. Usually $24. I have 2 if you're interested. This is one of my very first ones. And it's the one I get the most, like people. Yes, Cynthia is asking if the items purchased during the Great Beat Extravaganza, we are doing everything we can to ship everything by Wednesday. Oh, thank you, Anne. This is one of my most popular ones as far as making. If you saw that show called, what's that show called with the mermaids? H2O.
I was obsessed for
we
years.
Were, you know what? We
I
were
actually
all
caught
obsessed.
myself watching that recently, and I'm 19.
So good,
you know?
so good.
That was one of the shows that Lulu would watch with me.
Oh, I know. You know, my dad would, he would be like, "Is there anything else on?" Because he just loved to watch the news. But when that show came on,
when I put on H2O, he would watch it with me.
Both my parents would be kind of into it. It was really cute.
I know, pointing and yelling at the TV. Why'd he do that? I don't know.
How come he's being so terrible? That's a question we're all asking.
Zane.
Forgot about that. So anyway, there's a necklace all them girls are wearing. And I have sold so many of that one mermaid because of the of that charm. And they'll make it, you make it with a pearl, wire wrap pearls is, I believe, what it is. All right, so this is 406.
806.
Oh, I'm sorry, 806. This, you know what, this little weirdo, I probably made like 12 of this total because it's so different. It has, if I could only, let me see if I can show.
I like you got teeth.
Little magnifying glass to show this. I'm going to get one that's a better magnifying glass than what I've had in the past. So let's see if it'll show up. I don't know if that'll even do it. Will it do it? No. It's too much glare. But anyway, there's a little mushroom at the top that has a face right there. He's like a little potato. But anyway, I've got 2 of these. I've marked it down from 24. It is now $22. It is $806 if you are interested in my little root baby that is a little bit on the thick side.
On the thick side. Tubby root baby.
Yes. Very thick. Okay, so I have 1 of these. Just 1. This is the forest spirit. I'm going to mark this one down too. Usually $24. It's now $22. It is $812 for this piece. $812. If you're interested, it's $22.
Oh, a comment that Pat said earlier. Please show list at the end so we know how much we spent and which items we were successful in our bid. Sometimes people will email me if they figured out that they kind of overpicked and you want me to remove things from your invoice. That's fine. I can remove it and resend it, and you don't have to worry about that so much.
Oh, thank you, Shuri. She said she must run. Yes, thank you for joining us. All right. Did I show this? 812.
Which one did you?
Oh, it looks like that.
Did you just
Yes.
have 807?
No, this was 812. 807.
What was the last coin you did? What's that one?
This is the 807 is the mermaid. I just did that. That was the one I just did. All right. So the next one.
Do we have 3 of those or 1? Or
2.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So this one is a scene. There's a deer. There's a rabbit.
Where's? You had.
Oh no, it's a fox. No, there's only 2 of
No,
those.
where's 812? I think you just had that one out. Unless people, I don't think people are miscommenting it.
No, that's
There it
812s.
is. Just the one.
I only have 1 of this one. All right, I'm going to mark this one down. Let's see. Let's go say $20. 811. All right. Okay, so I have a couple of this. No, I only have 1 of it. There's 1.
How many do you have of 811? I'm pretty sure that was one that you just showed. You have.
There's only 1.
Okay.
Okay, so there's how many of this? There's only the 1 of this B. And I'll go down to 18 on it. There's anybody interested? This is 808. That's making me think of a telephone. Where was I living when I had an 808? It sounds like a California number. All right, I have 1 of this one. Mark it down a couple of bucks. This is the Lost City. I had a thing for old coins, as you could probably tell.
I love them.
And I thought that this would make a good coin for Atlantis, even though it's not underwater. So this is $24. It's 810.
I love your Atlantis coin though, that massive oval.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this one, 810.
It's gone.
All right, I have 1 of this. I never make this one hardly because it's kind of a hassle. Because I'll tell you, each face on this, I've got to go in there with literally a flattened toothpick to make her face. So this one is 16. I will mark it down this one and only time. Maybe I'll do it again in a few months, but I have never done this for a live sale where I marked them down. They're always full price.
There's
Just
only
because there's only 1. So it's $14 if you want
What's
it.
the lot number?
816.
Thank you, Kimberly. All right, that's gone.
Okay, and there's only 1 of this. This is the one. I made this a long time ago. I'm going to mark this one down too. Who is downstairs? It's probably Steve.
Oh.
814. I marked it down. This is like the Athena coin. You know what? There was an Athena coin that, probably one of my very first best bead show. There's a guy there named Bossum. And Bossum carried a lot of ancient antique world stuff. And he had a coin that had that Athena like this. It was looked just like this, except a little bit more rounder. It was like this. And I was like, oh my God, I love that coin. How much is it? And he was like, that one is $4,500. And I was like, pardon?
Oh, that owl coin? Or not that
And it
owl
was
coin.
solid gold. It was an ancient gold coin. Can you even believe that?
Oh yeah, have you done all the coins?
No, I've got one. I've got a couple more. Did I do this one? No, I didn't. 802. Did I do 802?
No.
All right.
Bring that one out. Let's finish the coins before we move on to that stuff.
All right. This one I also have to hand carve the little faces on there. Because I don't know if you know this, but carving a face in reverse is not easy. So I've got to hand carve that. So right now I'm going to do a special on that. So I have a little bit extra money in
Lot
Tucson.
802, $18.
So this is 802. I have three of these guys. My mermaids. I like this one wire wrapped with pearls. And you know, I think a lot of people do that because I've seen many iterations of that. There's 3 of them. I think they're all gone now.
Yeah, they are.
All right. This is called the Mab coin. This is coin of the fairy realm.
Oh, like Merlin.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Queen
that
Mab. So I carved, you'll see, notice that that's a profile because it's easy to carve a profile. So here we have a lot of, I need a good big magnifying glass, you know, so I can get in there. Or if I could get digital zoom, my life would be complete. So you can, I don't know if you see that.
We did have it for a minute.
We did for one, like 3 shows. Camo worked good for us, and then
all of a sudden, I don't know what
did not work anymore. All right, so Queen Mab. So this is coin of the fairy realm. That's what I was picturing. Of 5, 803.
Yeah, she's cute. She looks like she's got a little flower crown on.
Yeah, these are all, I don't know if you can see it in here with this light as it is, but there are flowers and butterflies in her hair.
How many you got of those 3?
I have 5 of them.
Oh, 5 Mab coins.
Mm-hmm. There's 5. And oh, you can see, Bonnie says you can see the details well on the iPad. I know, but you know what? My screen that I'm looking at is like, I think it's like 2.5 by 2. It's the smallest, tiniest screen that I'm looking through. Okay, is that all the coins? So I only have 2 gemstone lots tonight, y'all. Only 2. Let's see. Let's get it. All right, so this is a little different. I've had these. I had them last year. All right, so this is aquamarine.
Anne Garden says, someone stop me, but you know what? I don't know what. I do know what.
I
It's
appreciate
looking good.
you.
Look how long
I
her list is
appreciate
of
you.
things that she has claimed. It's moving up the page.
All right, so this is, I figured these out to be about $54, but I'll go 50 on this. These are hand-carved aquamarine. That, I love them. I love them, and I love them. They have, look at the color variation. So you get the bluer ones here, and then they go kind of a sea foam and a little bit of a lighter green, greenish blue.
Definitely giving beach vibes.
Mm-hmm. And they have a nice, look at, okay, I don't know if you can see that, but look at the size of that hole. So you could put that on a couple different kinds of cord. You could, yeah, I saw this, and it was in the case, and I was like, all right, listen, how can we get these? And as I was like, those are going to be too high. And I was like, listen, we have to get those.
No, I grabbed them.
Oh, okay, so that was the other thing that I grabbed.
No, there's pretty much most everything else you were like, let's get these. And I'm like, we won't be able to move them.
Nobody will buy them because it's too much. You can't sell them for that much. But look at that. They're carved. They're not melon. It's a different type of, I don't even know what that is. What would you call that? So they're kind of like a not hexagon, that's not the right word. Kind of like a berry almost, because it's carved this way and then it's carved this way. So they're making kind of a little pillow shape. But look at that. They have a good luster. They are amazing. And I have 5 strands. Yeah, it's kind of a rondelle. It's a thick rondelle. And these would, yeah, they do look bumpy.
Left.
They do look bumpy. And so I put them in sets to make earrings because these catch the light. Look how they catch it. They're like water, but like bluish. Or like solidified seawater or something. I don't know. I love them.
Only one left.
Okay, so one left. If anyone wants it, 804, $50. And you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So you can make 6 pairs of earrings with that. Nice. All right, so this and our last showstopper of the evening, which I thought I got a great price on these. Oh, I was so delighted with it.
You
but
showed that.
yeah, I showed everything.
Okay.
All right, so I got a good price, but you know what? I think I can do even better than this. I like how you wrote that so tidily.
What?
The numbers. I'm going to try and get it in there the same. Okay, so these, I don't know if I can get the color.
What's that lot number? 817?
These are emeralds. This is not green garnet. That's emerald. Just so you know, that's emerald. And
Look
I
like
have,
emerald, I mean.
yeah, I mean, nothing else really has that color.
No.
Unless it was like opaque, but those
Chrome
are...
diopside has
Chrome diopside is
almost
similar, but
the
it's
same
not the
color,
same.
But it doesn't. You can kind of tell.
Mm-hmm. So I think I have 8. So I don't have a ton. This is it, of the last of this. Yeah, I made a necklace with, I you know what? I rationed those. I only used like 4, but you don't need a lot of them. These would fit. You could totally do these on a crochet necklace if you wanted to, because look at the holes are fair. They're not huge. Sometimes you'll find in these type of stones that the holes will have that taper. These are drilled from both sides. They're well drilled. They're not as large. The hole is not as large as some of the other ones, but these are great. This is a good price that I got on those. Good color, good quality. They're not dyed. Yes. They're just really juicy. Just really juicy. Yeah, I was gonna say, how can I show some of that color?
All right, let's.
So that everybody can see it.
They're gone. You don't need to. All right.
So thank you so much. Let's show the. So if you want to screenshot
sorry, my handwriting
this.
is a little not good because I was rushing super hard. Lisa Rice, Pat Moore, Ann Godin. Your list grew up the page. Diane McGregor, Lauren Rachelson, Karen Vasconcelos, Donna Krames, Helen Balcom, Mary Chaudies, and then I put a little arrow down to your email just in case. Sandra Grant, Laura Belkin, Susan Gainsberg, Robin LaBelle, Allison Behrman, Teresa Kelly, Clem, Kimberly Hayes, Kimberly Crawford, Karen Waters, June, and Wendy Hawkins. I'm going to show it like this again so you guys can take some screenshots.
What was the Fairy Queen? Oh, Mab. I don't know if do we have any more Mab?
No.
All right.
There we go. Perfect.
All right, let's start flipping this camera around.
That was very good. Thank you guys so much. Well, our numbers are going up. We had around 70 people this time.
Wow.
It's more than usual. Our average is usually around 45.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, my friends. Let's see. Did I do it?
I think so.
Oh, that's not the way.
That's our table. Here, stop showing that.
I was like, what are you doing? Stop showing all the mess.
Aiming it up to show more of the mess. Well, not really. It's not that bad. It's just... I don't care. I'd rather people see my crusty face than
all the bags of stuff that I did not put away.
My pink pajamas that I did not change out of even once today.
Yeah, it's natural.
I don't care if it's cold.
It is cold. It's cold for us. We're not used to. I'm a Floridian. All that cold was just like.
We've only lived here my whole life.
Were there any pieces that didn't sell? Says Kimberly.
I'm pretty sure most everything went, and whatever does not sell, we'll either push to the next week or we'll put on the website, and you'll probably find out on the newsletter.
Well, if
it's hard to
I think
tell,
the coins, the ones that didn't, I recall, might have been this one, and
it's hard to know if something has been claimed because sometimes people will place a bid on something, and then they'll email me afterwards changing their minds, or they won't receive the invoice for whatever reason and they don't pay it. Maybe it goes to their spam and it's so full of stuff that they don't even find it. And so sometimes that happens where somebody will bid on something and then it will sit in the tray because it never got actually paid for or shipped, So whatever does not get claimed will either go on the website, coins I mean, not the gemstones. The gemstones will most definitely be pushed to the next show, or maybe in a couple of months from now.
Yeah, those are
We keep
gone.
things, we consolidate the trays, and sometimes we'll push like old tags up to the, front of the line. But yeah.
So, a reminder, we will be shipping everything. If you had an order from the GBE, all that stuff,
We're trying.
Wednesday, we're going to try and get everything done this week and get it done so that when we go to Tucson, we'll have relatively clear, everything is...
Just so nobody is confused, the kits, when we were selling them, we did not have all of the pewter pieces made, so they're being made now, and that's what's preventing things from being shipped. But my dad is making them actively.
Yeah, he's down there making them right now, so they'll be ready to go.
So hopefully those get done in time. We can ship them.
They will.
But that's I just want to tell people so they're not confused. Being made.
Yeah.
Not worried and not scared and confused about.
Yeah, everything will be ready to go at the time. So don't worry, it'll be ready. So sometimes folks are like, well, if we put it all together, then can it ship as soon as possible? If you're waiting on a piece that's in the kit, then these have to be made, and they're like in the tumbler. So that's what we're waiting on. So sometimes, there's a couple of days.
If you place if you place like 3 orders, and one of them is the kit, another one is some pewter, and another one is a lot thing, and you want it all to ship together, the pewter from the one order and the pewter from the kits need to be made before we can ship it. Now, if you want your lots, like the gemstones and stuff that we sold on Alive, to ship, then we can ship that order. We can ship the order of the invoice that I made you, because we don't have to make anything. But if you want it all to combine, it just takes longer because we have to go make that stuff.
So that's good. That's perfect.
So it should all ship soon.
All right. So if you were interested in, I have a few more. I noticed a few people sent comments on these earrings. If you're interested, I have maybe 4 or 5 sets. I don't know. I'll have to look. I bought a box full of stuff from my friend that her uncle, his store from the 80s, he'd kept all of it in the original packaging. It's like stuff of legend. It was a delight.
Stuff of legend.
I love it when I find stuff like that. I know, because I have a friend named LaFay, and she'd be like, Cynthia, you need to get down here. She's out of Virginia Beach. She goes, Cynthia, I have stuff that you'll just love. Keep it. I got all kinds of stuff from her, but she's like, I found the best stuff. Get down here.
Is she gonna be in Tucson?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I got to call my friends and see who's...
Yeah, you should see who all, maybe that's one way we can plan the trip, is to see who is going and plan those days down to the hours.
Girl, listen.
Well, no, I mean, figure out what vendors are going to be there.
Oh, I've been doing that.
Okay, perfect.
I find out who's going. Have we shipped the earrings? If you didn't, it just depends, Sandra. I'm not sure. We'll look. If we have not, I don't know. I'll have to check on that. So Azalea can...
if you bought earrings along with the kit,
week?
No, the earrings have not shipped yet. The earrings will ship if you want me to combine your orders, usually I do for people if they have multiple, because then I can refund the shipping, so you only have to pay one shipping cost for one package over however many orders, which makes it convenient. It's hard to do that with international, so if you have international, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, but we can try. But if you got earrings and you also got a kit, or you picked out something in pewter or something like that, then it is going to have to wait another couple of days. But if you just have a lot sale stuff, if you just have gemstones and just earrings, then I should be able to ship it.
Then it'll all ship on tomorrow. And if there's anything that has to be wait, it will ship on Wednesday. So that's our goal. We're doing our best to get everything out in the meantime. Again, if you're interested in the bundles, the mystery shopping spree type stuff that we're working on, if you want to get in on that, it's in the drop down menu under Tucson Mystery Collection, and that will be full of things that you've seen tonight with our gemstone. We're going to be hunting for unusual cuts, shapes, and colors. It's not going to be, oh, Kathy, how's the crochet pamphlet? You know what? It's not just a pamphlet. You know what I'm doing? I am making the class a workshop. So I have taught this workshop several times. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whole thing, all the information in one big, my idea for that was to make a workbook that you could just, anytime you get another workshop, you just add it to it. So that will come with a bunch more, not just the knotting, but also how to measure it, how to die cord. It's going to be the full thing. And that's one of the projects we're going to finish up. I have all the photos, but it's one of those things that adding the text and layout and stuff is kind of a grind to do. So I have a lot of editing that needs to be done. All right, let's see. I think
invoices should be out by this evening or tomorrow morning.
So if you're waiting on an invoice
from any invoices from last week have already been sent.
All the invoices from last week have already gone out. If there's something that you were interested on, you saw the live from last week, just send me an email and I'll try to get back to you. Sometimes things do go run through and I might not get, again, things might go to my spam as well. So be patient with that. And if you don't hear, just send me another email. It's not like it costs any money. So, all right. I think we're all clear. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on our weekly live. We appreciate all of you. Azalea and I have a bunch of fun things planned. We're trying to get I think we now have enough slots to do our Zoom kind of workshop class that we talked about before.
There's no prevention for that except paying that thing. You have to pay
There's
for
a
Zoom.
webinar we figured out how to do we just got the full, I'm not sure how you call it.
We got the full version of StreamYard, but I don't know how to connect that to Zoom. Maybe there's a way to do. I don't know any more than my mom, but
on technology. But sometimes,
Google is good, so
we can figure
I just
it out.
Google it sometimes. All right, we have to go.
All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check out the bundles if you're interested. There's a drop-down menu, and that is happening this week. So we'll be continuously taking and making notes for how many people are going to be in, and so we know how much to buy. So that we'll keep that up until when we start shopping. Then we'll do the cutoff, and maybe we'll do a different one. I don't know, but I have a bunch of stuff that I've been saving that I'm going to be buying for. So we're going to do a few of what I'm calling, it'll be very limited edition because I only have 8 of whatever the pendant is, and there won't be any more because it's vintage and that's it. So we have plans to make some really amazing.
We should give a date and time for when we're going to cut off the bundles. So people
we don't have to do that
time.
now, but
we can
sometime.
Just tell people now. We're probably going to. We don't want to be shopping and then get home from getting stuff for the $85 bundle and then somebody else ordered it.
Right.
So
we'll do the cutoff.
Well, we have to just tell people when we do the cutoff so they can be ready. Maybe how about the 26th at noon?
Maybe,
because that's the day after we get in.
We'll talk about it more because I want to be able to see how many. Azalea is more she wants things to cut off, but I'm more let's push it.
I want it to be organized and not stressful is what I want it to be. But we'll make it work. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great week.